All right, we're going to do something fun today. The Hockey News released their 2024-2025 tier list, not tier list, power ratings, they like to call it. Power rankings even. And I'm going to go through the list, but I also have something fun in store. I'm going to go through my own tier list, separated into these 5 categories: division winners, playoff locks, wildcard competitors, in the mix and out of the mix. You either love tier lists or you hate them. There's a heck of a lot of them. Even if you hate them, I'm going to try to make this entertaining as hell. So stick around. Let's talk about it.
You got yoga pants under your gear or what?
So I'm going to get through this video like a wild man. I've already recorded this twice. First time I recorded it was 28 minutes long. Second time I recorded it was 60 minutes long. I want to try to get it around 10 minutes. So if you see down below here on the video, if it's longer than 10 minutes, I failed. Hopefully you stick around to the end anyway. But before we get started, I'm going to actually ask you right from the top, like and subscribe the video, guys. I really appreciate it. We're only 100 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. I just started doing this. Can you believe it? It's bonkers. What the heck? My shirt's all full of crap. I've been walking around with this shirt on all day and I didn't notice. What is that? That baby puke? Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, I'm not. The show must go on. I'm gonna do this whole video with baby throw up on me. So to preface this, the Hockey News is an online journal. They also have print. It's actually a really good resource, and I'm not paid to say that. Check it out. And their magazine subscription's actually pretty cheap too. Hockey News, get at me if you want to throw me some bucks for saying stuff like that. So essentially they took last year's results and then factored in all the changes over the summer, come up with this list. It's pretty safe. It's a pretty safe list. I think they got some things wrong, and spoilers, but my tier list is going to kind of flip some things on its head and my headset is going to die. And these ads are obnoxious. I was trying to get rid of them. Okay, so they start off with the Florida Panthers. Pretty safe bet, although the squad has changed a little bit and there's no way Sam Reinhart's going to have another season like he did last. I don't think that the Panthers is the right choice here. I would actually say that the Oilers have a better chance of taking it all, but I have a dark horse that's way down the list that I think has a really good shot at it as well. So the Oilers, yeah, they really picked it up last season. They should have finished first in their division, but the beginning of their season was terrible. Personally, even though Holloway and Broberg are gone, I think that they've improved over the summer. I think Jeff Skinner is going to come in big, and I'm excited for their year. They're kind of my insurance team. Always been an Oilers fan since I was a wee boy in the Gretzky days. Then they come in with the New York Rangers. I don't know about the Rangers. What's going on with Shesterkin? Is he okay? If Shesterkin's got all his gremlins all figured out, fine. And they're talking about Lafreniere. Okay, yeah, I can see him coming up pretty huge if he can fulfill his end of the bargain. Next, we have the Dallas Stars. Yeah, the Dallas Stars look great in the playoffs, and Logan Stinky Oven, Maverick Bork, Wyatt Johnson, Thomas Harley, if they can all come up clutch, they're going to have another fantastic year. I think that there's no question they're a lock for playoffs. Next, Colorado Avalanche. Yeah, if Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, and Cale Makar keep playing like they're doing, this is a great team. But if Lehkonen, Nichushkin, Landeskog all play, and Nichushkin is not, the sky's the limit, really. The only thing I worry about is their goaltending. I'd like to see a Noonan get some shots. The Canucks, it all hinges on Thatcher Demko. Yeah, the Canucks have a ton of offensive depth, but need some stellar goaltending. Yeah, offensive depth. So agreed, but Pettersson needs to show up big. Miller, I don't think that Brock Besser is going to have the year that he had last year. Their squad didn't change all that much. Yeah, I think that they're a lock for the playoffs. Hurricane, they got weaker over the summer. And that's essentially what it says here. The Hurricanes lost their depth with Pesce, Brady, Jake Gensel. Yeah, I don't know. They went from being like a hot pick for Stanley Cup champions to not looking so hot anymore. I really think that that's a failure on management's behalf. Boston Bruins, Swayman, you got to sign. This is getting ridiculous. I'm actually on Swayman's side with this whole thing. I think that they just need to pay the man. But being a Habs fan, I can't complain about what's happening. I love to see the turmoil. And this is totally a management fault as well. Like, they should have paid this man before they got rid of Allmark. Toronto Maple Leafs, I think that they're, sadly, again, being a fan of the Habs, I think that they're rated way too low on this list. Just because they never do anything in the playoffs doesn't mean you should bump them all the way down to 9 under some of these disgraced teams. The Jets are another one that I don't know how they're going to fare this year. Is Hellebuck going to play every season excellently and then every playoffs poorly? I'm not blaming Hellebuck for everything, but Kyle Connor's got to have a big year. Perfetti got to show up big. He's got to prove it. And we got Nashville, which is kind of my dark horse. I think that they could surprise everyone with the players that they've acquired. They've even got young talent coming in, helping them out. But there's so many all-star players on this team. Tampa Bay is another team that's probably got a little weaker over the summer, although Jake Gensel, I am such a Jake Gensel believer. That's why I felt so weird that Carolina couldn't lock him up. So if Kucherov and Gensel go off, I don't know. I think that the Tampa Bay could do it again. Golden Knights, Mark Stone thinks everybody's doubting the Golden Knights. And for me personally, he's right. Although they do still have some pretty decent pickups from last trade deadline. I just don't know what kind of team they're going to have this year. Los Angeles Kings, they just lost Doughty. Very unfortunate injury. You hate to see it. He's getting up there. He's played however many years, 16, 17, however many years. And Kopitar only has so many years left in him. Grant Clark's really going to have to step up to the plate and demonstrate maybe even first line power play potential. Washington Capitals, can this old machine continue to produce? Is Ovechkin going to be launching missiles off of Pierre-Luc Dubois? Who believes in Pierre-Luc Dubois at this point? Does Pierre-Luc Dubois believe in Pierre-Luc Dubois? I don't know. It's going to be a funky season for the Washington Capitals. I can't wait to see it all fall apart. The New York Islanders, I have no idea why the Islanders are rated lower than Washington. I guess just because of how Washington did last year. I think that the Islanders are going to make playoffs. It might be a wild card spot, but I think they're going to make it in with Patrick Roy on the bench, sur la bench. He's going to get it done. Although, yeah, Sorokin, back surgery over the summer. That was fantastic. He's going to be dealing with that. But I have a lot of faith in that squad, and Noah Dobson particularly is, even though I think everybody realized his potential last year, they're still undervaluing how strong of a player he is. The Devils, yeah, it says right here, the key thing is, can they stay healthy? Can Jack Hughes stay healthy? Is he going to take a vacation every Friday and Saturday? It's certainly going to be different with Markstrom in net. Jack Hughes can't blame Markstrom anymore. We'll see. Detroit Red Wings, Lucas Raymond and Morris Seider are both signed, so it's a big sigh of relief. The Wings need to capitalize on last season's momentum. I don't know if their goaltending will save them, as Alex Lyon did last season, or completely tank their season. It feels like there's no in between. I think they're in better shape than they were last season. They could make a run for it, but I think they're going to end up coming up short, and it's going to be soul crushing for the fans in Detroit. I'd like to see them make it. The Blues, can the Blues kick the Blues? Jordan Kyrou, Rob Tom. I love this Blues team, but I don't know if they can get it done. If they do get it done, it's going to be because they dug deep and showed a lot of grit. No question, Bennington is a solid goalie. He might have to drag the team into the playoffs if they make it. Minnesota Wild, I would love to see the Wild make it. I would love it. I love what the Hockey News said here. The buyout penalties for Zach Parise and Ryan Suter dropped from $14.7 million to about $1.7 million next season. Until then, the Wild need their young players, including Brock Faber, Marco Rossi, Murat Kuznetsov, can't say that name, and maybe even Jasper Wallstedt to deliver outsized value. And just hold on to Kirill like you're in a tornado and you're holding on to the storm door. Please, Pittsburgh Penguins, it's going to be like a movie. If Crosby and Malkin can do it one more time, I'm going to be watching the Penguins. I might be watching every single game. I might flip from Montreal to watch the Penguins. I might flip from the Oilers to watch the Penguins. I might, they're going to become one of my favorite teams to watch, depending on how Malkin, Rust, Crosby, Carlson, how they can do it. Do they have any interesting young players? Who do they got? Oh, that's right. They have Bunting. That's right. I like Bunting. Underrated. Rutger McGorty. Rutger McGorty. I forgot all about him. Jesse Puljujarvi and Valtteri Puustinen. I forgot about that. Raquel. Holy They acquired Sebastian Aho. Man, I am really unfamiliar with the Pens, right? Chris Letang. Yeah, the Pens could be really fun to watch this season. All right, where were we? 21, Pittsburgh Penguins. How much time? Oh my God, I'm at 19 minutes, but that's recording time. I've been really kind of just yakking here. Philadelphia Flyers. They're going to be extremely fun to watch this season. I think that they're super underrated at 22. Mishnikov, Gauthier, right? Cutter Gauthier? Oh no, he's on the Ducks. What am I thinking? They've got a lot of players that need to show up and prove themselves, like Bobby Brink and Noah Cates and John Couturier. Tyson Forrester is going to be fun to watch. Konechny's always fun to watch. Hathaway, Mitch is going to be a riot to watch. Owen Tippett, Oliver Bonk. Is that Radix? Spawn? Jamie Drysdale. Yes, I remember that they picked him up. Is Cam York healthy? Yeah, their goaltending is a question mark. Still, I think the Flyers are going to do all right. Buffalo Sabres also very low just because they did poorly last season. Now they got Lindy back. I don't know. I think that they're going to do all right. Man, it's difficult. A lot of these teams, I think that they're going to have bigger years than they had last year. We might see a big mix-up this season. Utah Hockey Club. I don't know. That's a blind spot for me. I'm not sure. The Senators are going to do better. They should not be at 25. Kraken. I don't think it's the right time for the Kraken. I don't think at 26. Okay, maybe. Shane Wright is already looking like he might prove himself this year. And preseason, he's doing all right. Good for him, honestly. I thought that it was a travesty that he sunk as low as he did after Slavkovsky was picked number 1. But I am not regretting Slavkovsky being picked number 1, which is apt because we're talking about the Montreal Canadiens now. They would have to be firing. Montreal is my primary team. I grew up watching Montreal. My dad was a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I inherited that from him. Like a lot of individuals who watch hockey, I feel you watch the team that your dad watched. But this is still year 3 of a rebuild. There's plenty of time. This is a young team. I think that we're going to see a lot of development. It's going to be a really, really, really fun season to watch Montreal. If you're a new Montreal fan, you're getting in at a great time. You're not at the ground floor. You're better. You're watching during the first big addition to the house that's being built. Patrick Laine is not going to be out as long term as whatever the Tony Jabroni Baloney said that he would be out for. So I am very optimistic about this season. I don't know about playoffs. Everybody would have to be firing on all cylinders. Doc would need to be killing it. All Josh Anderson would need to do is shoot at the same percentage as he shot every single season except for last season. And then everybody else would need to take step forwards. Cole Caulfield would need to see a better start of his season to match the end of last season. The goalies would need to be very sharp. 1 less goal a game would do it in most games. Calgary, let's talk about Calgary. So what is Calgary going to do? They have a lot of good young prospects, Dustin Wolf, Connor Zary. They just need to build the team around some sort of an idea. I feel really bad for the players that are veteran players that still have a lot of life left in them. Kadri. But the Flames are on a dead-end road. They're not, to me, and I've been a big Flames supporter in the past, but to me, this is going to be a sad season. Anaheim Ducks, they have some things to look forward to. Cutter Gauthier, Leo Carlson, maybe seeing Zegras do something important this year. That would be nice. Chicago Blackhawks, they don't deserve to be at 30th. Although I don't know how much they could possibly climb. I can't see them doing better than the Canadiens, honestly. I would love to see Bedard and Bertuzzi have like a instant connection and seeing some real interesting stuff come from them. I don't know if that's going to happen. And then they have goaltending woes as well. The Blue Jackets, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough season. I really feel for Monahan over there. I feel for the entire fan base in Columbus. I would love to see them surprise people, but I don't know how they need to acquire it. Like they're way beneath the salary cap, right? They were offered some sort of a salary cap bargain. Yeah, it might be a tough year for Columbus. I mean, it will be a tough year for Columbus no matter what. But I would love to see them surprise people with some moments of brilliance. And then San Jose, you get to watch Celebrini play and Will Smith. That being said, I'm not quite sure what you can expect from the San Jose Sharks this season. All right, 28 minutes just getting through that. And now I have to go through my tier list. This is going to be quick and dirty. So these categories should be kind of self-explanatory. Division winners, playoff locks, wildcard competitors, in the mix and out of the mix. So playoff locks are individuals I know for sure are going to make it in the playoffs. Division winners, I'm going to guess who the division winners are going to be for each division. Wildcard competitors, it's going to be kind of a mix of individuals that might be considered playoff locks and are competitors. In the mix, individuals who could be instigators, or not instigators, but that's what I'm looking for. It could be roadblocks for the wild card competitors late in the season. And then out of the mix, just teams that are not going to make it anywhere. They're not going to really rock the boat whatsoever. For that category, I think it's pretty easy. Sharks, Columbus, Flames, Blackhawks. In the mix, I think Ducks, you could put Ducks out of the mix in the mix. I'm going to put them out of the mix. Oh, I'm going to say the Canadiens. I'm going to optimistically say that they're going to be in the mix. I'm going to choose to believe that when Laine gets in, he's going to live up to his word and strive for a big goal season. I think Doc is going to start clicking about halfway through the season. You're going to have to be patient with him. He's going to take some time to warm up. I think Josh Anderson is going to return to form. And I think the first line is going to kill it with the addition of Lane Hudson doing something insane on that second pairing, and Mike Matheson continuing to put up a offensive D-man clinic. I think Capitals will be in the mix. I think Blues will be in the mix. Phoenix will be in the mix. Minnesota will be in the mix. Penguins will be in the mix. All right, that looks good. I should have done it. Would it have been cooler if I did division winners first? Nah, this is the best way to do it, right? So the wild card, Buffalo, going to be fighting for it. I think that the Senators will be fighting for it. I think that the Flyers will be fighting for it. I think the Islanders will be fighting for it. I think the Devils will be fighting for it. I think instead of being one of the favorites, Carolina will be fighting for it. We'll have to fight for it, I guess. I think LA will have to fight for it. I think even Boston will have to fight for it. Certainly, the Wings will have to fight for it. I should have put them maybe in the mix. Yeah, sorry, I have to revise that. I think that Tampa will have to fight for it. And then if I put any more wildcard competitors in there, I think I'm being too easy on myself. I had to predict a little bit better. So we have 10 teams left. 16 teams make it. So Toronto, Winnipeg, Golden Knights, Habs, Vancouver, Nashville. I'm not going to be so bold to say that Nashville will win their division. I think they're going to do very well. They might not win the division. And then that leaves 4. There we go. That's what I think. Was I too safe? Any surprises? I don't think there's necessarily any surprises. What did I do? Yeah, I don't think that there's necessarily any surprises, but certainly different than what the hockey news predicted. I want you to let me know what you think. Tell me down in the comments who your locks are for the playoffs. But that was a fun little exercise. Never did a video like this before. Still can't believe I have all this crust and I think milk vomit on me from the baby. Like the video, it helps me out with search results. Subscribe if you're not already a whiskey fiend. And as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.